Well, China demanded Canada immediately release the chief financial officer of Chinese telecom company Huawei Saturday. Meng Wanzhou was arrested by Canadian authorities at the request of the U.S. Justice Department. She's accused of violating sanctions against Iran. China's vice foreign minister said the arrest was, quote, ignored the law and was unreasonable. If Meng is not released, he warned that Canada will face serious consequences. Michael Mui is an investigative reporter for the Star Vancouver. He's been following this case, and he joins me now from Vancouver. So, Michael, can you explain exactly who Meng Wanzhou is, and how did she rise within Huawei?
Well, yes, thank you, Rena. Meng Wanzhou, as described in court, was the daughter of the founder of Huawei. She's actually spent quite a long time with the company, starting there 25 years ago, really working her way up as a secretary with the company, to a director position, to the CFO of its Hong Kong branch, and to the CFO of its overall company. I mean, it's clear that she plays a very significant role with the company, and at 46 years old, to have such an influence with such a large company is something indeed. And I mean, in terms of her background, she's currently married. She has a husband who works as an investor, marketing developer, and they have 2 Vancouver homes, 4 children, 3 from a previous marriage, and all of them are seemingly going to school at quite prestigious locations around the world.
So, Michael, would you say, was this arrest of Meng Wanzhou political?
That's the message her defense team is certainly trying to paint. I mean, really, the entire argument from the federal government and from the defense team involves a single PowerPoint presentation. We've since learned that that PowerPoint presentation was delivered to HSBC Bank at some point in 2013. The defense team indicates that this PowerPoint presentation was innocent in the sense that here was 2 businesses, one of whom was Huawei, and Huawei was simply indicating to HSBC that it was aware of sanctions and the constantly rotating world of how to be compliant with these sanctions. And her message to HSBC seemed to be, as described by the defense team, look, we're aware of this. This is how you and I, as in Huawei and HSBC, can still do business together and respect the sanctions. And the defense team is questioning, how did that conversation then get turned into an allegation of fraud? Now, the federal government says, well, that's simple. Clearly, Huawei has links to the Skycom company. In fact, Huawei owns and is filled Skycom with its own employees. They use the same email addresses, they use the same logos, and it's this company, Skycom, that is alleged to have, supplied various communications infrastructure to Iran, allegedly in contravention to the sanctions, and that's where the case is at today.
So, what are Meng's lawyers really pushing for at this point?
I think the first goal is to get her out of jail. I mean, really, we have the prospect here of the daughter of a billionaire who probably doesn't want to spend the next 2 months in jail while awaiting her extradition hearing. I think she has assembled a team of at least 4 to 5 lawyers that I recognize in the audience. And they're trying their best. Whether or not, that's a concern. She might flee. Whether or not she does that is another matter. But the first step is to get her out of jail.
Let's say she's being used as a bargaining chip for trade relations with this trade war between the U.S. and China. If she remains in Canada, does this still give the U.S. leverage in this trade war?
I think she does. I think it will, in the sense that, if she remains in Canada and she has to face the extradition one way or the other, it will continue a story and it will continue sort of a narrative, at least to do with one of the largest telecommunications companies in the world, where they're at the center of criminal allegations, where more and more information about supposedly secretive dealings, possibly criminal dealings, may be revealed again and again and covered by the press. I think there's certainly an advantage, if we're talking from a political perspective, to paint one side of the bargaining table in a less than flattering light.
And Meng's hearing resumes on Monday. We look forward to hearing more about this. Thank you very much to Michael Mui with the Star Vancouver.